Pull yourself up. That's your body weight. Hold your core. Very nice. Come on, come on. Breathe in and breathe out. Let's stay calm in the middle of the pandemic. May 12, 2020. Haha! I got you. My name is Tibor. I'm a nutrition and sport nutrition specialist, also an elite trainer. And today we are going to continue our discussion about the evolution of nutrition. And we're going to continue it when we left off the last time, which was 1972, when Dr. Atkins published his masterpiece called Pure, White and Deadly. And if I could freeze the time back then, not that I can freeze the time now, but if I could freeze the time, that would be the ideal time to tell you how bad it's going to get in 2020. And here we go. Today is 2020 May 12th. So we cannot stop and freeze the time. However, we can revisit what happened previously and what happened in 1965. The Sugar Research Foundation pointed fingers on fats as the bad guys, and as the key studies were there to prove that fats are the bad guys and fats are creating coronary heart disease, so forth. So far so good, right? Now suddenly the sugar industry got the green light. Go ahead, produce, put sucrose and processed sugar in any food you can. Why not? But there was a tiny bit of a problem. It wasn't that sound. So the problem was that, I'm not sure if you're aware of it or not, but in the end of the 19th century and the beginning of the 20th century, sucrose production was costly. So they had to come up with something original. They had to come up with something that pushed down the production price, and they could capitalize on the items better. And indeed, they did. Around the 1970s, a Japanese scientist came up with a high fructose corn syrup. Voila! Here is the magic chemical formula. Back then, they were creating two types. High fructose corn syrup 55, which was used in our soft drinks, and high fructose corn syrup 42, which was used in our foods. Suddenly, everything tastes amazing. The sensation of food in our tongues, just magical. And it creates a chaos in our mouths, and specifically creates chaos in our heads. But it tastes good. And not only that, but the huge propaganda machine behind this pushed everything even more further. Now it tastes good. They said it gives us more energy. Voila! Yay, yay, yay! That's so great! We have more energy because we consume sugar. Which is true, by the way. So there is a perfect storm, right? The taste is fantastic. They capitalized on the food better. And it's energized us. Right? How amazing is that? You tell me. However, there was, again, a tiny bit of a problem. And not just was, there is a tiny bit of a problem. And here we go. High fructose corn syrup. A matter of fact, any processed sugar has no nutrition value whatsoever. None. Zero. So what really happened is that this high fructose corn syrup contained two main elements. One is fructose and one is glucose. Fructose and glucose can be found in nature. It's surrounding us all the time. Yes, we have to go to the tree and harvest the beautiful green and red and yellow fruits from the tree. And yes, we have to dig and get out the vegetables from the ground. It takes a bit of work. But these foods, fruits and vegetables, have something very, very essential. Vitamins, minerals, and phytochemicals. Also, it has fiber. So what really happens when we have to go to the tree and harvest the food, and when we have to dig the vegetables out? When we eat them in larger amounts, there is some hormones, and specifically I can name one, ghrelin, that after a certain amount, it shuts off your appetite. It signals to your brain, it's enough, let me be, I don't want more, I don't want right now anything, leave me alone. A few hours later or maybe tomorrow, we can eat more. I'm not hungry. This is not happening with high fructose corn syrup. It's a chemical material. It has been made in a lab. Our biological system not designed to recognize such a chemical. Therefore, we eat more and more and more of it. And we eat as much as we can, and we get addicted to these foods. Now, I would like to show you something very, very interesting. As I mentioned the date previously, it's 2020, May 12th. I just purchased this to show you. It says, fat-free. This is absolutely true. Fat-free until you eat it. Because what happens in your body when you eat processed sugars and you eat high fructose corn syrup, it turns into triglycerides in your bloodstream, and triglycerides are very, very harmful fats. And triglycerides also one of the main causes of high blood pressure, diabetes type 2, coronary vascular disease. When a person becomes obese, it correlates to 195 diseases. Now this study just came out from Harvard Medical School a few months ago. This is true. So when I said that I wish I could stop the time in 1972, when Dr. Yatkins, and I can call him a genius, had a correlation in between sugar consumption and diseases, he was absolutely right. Now, almost 60 years later, we still eating almost the similar way. And unfortunately, our population gets sicker and sicker and sicker. When we talk about the US population, and where there are 40% obesity rate, and where is 72% overweight problem, there is a problem. There is an elephant in the room, and then we have to call it out eventually. I truly hope that one day, what really happened with tobacco, it will happen with processed sugar. I truly hope that they will do the right thing. What's really relevant is how we consumers dealing with it. Because if we know it's harmful, and if we are aware, we most likely will be able to do the right choice. We will be back. Follow us and watch our next video.